The sun beat gently over the small town of Umunede, a lively town in the southern part of Nigeria known for its red, dusty roads and warm-hearted people. Among its many charms was Mama Nkechi's restaurant, a bright yellow-painted building at the heart of the town near the bustling market square. Mama Nkechi was not just any cook, she was a magician of the kitchen. Locals swore by her jollof rice. Travelers delayed their journeys just to taste her nkwobi, and even the town's chiefs ordered trays of her spicy pepper soup for their meetings. No event in Umunede was complete without Mama Nkechi's meals. She was a beautiful woman in her early 30s, always dressed in brightly patterned Ankara wrappers, her wide smile framed by soft dimpled cheeks. Her laugh was loud and hearty, echoing through the town like a bell. She had no husband, but it was whispered that many had tried and failed to win her heart. Life for Mama Nkechi was simple and good until that fateful afternoon. It was a Thursday. The market was buzzing more than usual because of a festival coming up that weekend. The scent of roasting goat meat filled the air as Mama Nkechi stirred a giant pot of egusi soup outside her restaurant, greeting customers with jokes and laughter. Then came the sound, a loud, high-pitched screeching of tires. A monstrous lorry overloaded with tons of cement hurtled down the main road. People screamed and scrambled for safety, but the lorry swerved uncontrollably and smashed directly into Mama Nkechi's restaurant. The building crumbled like paper. Dust and screams filled the air. When the dust settled, only wreckage remained, and Mama Nkechi was nowhere to be found alive. The town fell silent. A day that began with joy ended with mourning. The whole town mourned her like a queen had fallen. Her burial was grand, attended by thousands. Her grave was marked with tears and flowers, and life somehow moved on. But before I continue this amazing story, this is a plea to my amazing viewers to please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. And if you're my returning subscriber, hey, please stay tuned. 8 years later, in a dusty community far away, a woman opened a tiny restaurant at the edge of town. She called it Mama Ife's Kitchen. At first, it was just a few people who tasted her food, but once they did, word spread like wildfire. People swore they had never tasted food that good. Old men said her egusi soup tasted just like the ones they ate in their youth. Mothers swore her akara had the magic of their grandmothers. Her meal brought memories alive. Memories they didn't even know they had forgotten. Yet, no one knew where she came from. She was polite, quiet, and always wore a kind smile. Some whispered that she must have been sent by God. Others said she was running away from a rich, abusive husband. But nobody could explain why she never seemed to age. Among the customers was a man named Chuka. He was a builder known for his hard work and kind heart. From the first day he tasted her food, he was hooked, not just on the meals, but on her. He began eating at her restaurant every day, leaving generous tips, lingering longer than necessary, staring a little too much. Mamifi smiled at him but remained reserved. But Chuka didn't mind. One day he gathered the courage to propose marriage to her. But to everyone's shock, Mamifi accepted. The town buzzed with excitement. The famous cook was finally going to settle down. But after he proposed, Chuka decided to visit her hometown to officially meet her people as tradition demands. When he arrived at her village, he asked around, "Does anyone know a beautiful woman named Ifoma who cooks very well?" He asked an old man sitting under an orange tree, but the old man stared at him for a long time. They both stared at themselves without saying a single word. Then he stood and called to some elders sitting around, and together they led Chuka to a cemetery. There, under an old mango tree, stood a worn-out gravestone. The name engraved on it made Chuka's blood run cold. Nkechi Ifeoma, the Queen of the Kitchen, born 1968 and died 2000. The villagers confirmed this. Nkechi Ifeoma had died in a tragic accident 8 years ago. They even showed him pictures from the burial. The face in those pictures was the same face he was planning to spend the rest of his life with. Chuka fled the village, heart pounding out of his chest and his mind spinning. But when he returned to the small town, Chuka confronted Mami Fi. At first she remained calm, almost amused, but as he pressed further, the smile slowly faded. Her body seemed to shimmer like heat waves on a tarred road, and before the crowd that had gathered could blink, she disappeared into thin air. No trace, no farewell, nothing but the lingering smell of firewood and akara in the air. The once vibrant place turned silent, abandoned like a haunted house. Chuka left the town soon after, a broken man, and no one ever saw Mamifi again. Some say she was a spirit trying to relive the life that death stole from her, while others said she was simply a restless soul finding comfort in the things she loved doing the most. But one thing is certain, not all graves hold their dead forever. If you enjoyed this story, please do well to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share your thoughts below. See you on the next one.